Good morning, everyone. How are you today? I'll tell you a little joke. You might have heard it already, but I have a point to it. So there's a man, and they're having a flood, and it's pretty much covers his whole house, and he's sitting on the roof, and he prays to the Lord and asks him, "Lord, please save me." And so a little while later, a guy in a canoe comes by, and he said, "Hey, come on, jump into the water, and I'll help you into the canoe. I'll save you." And he says, no, I prayed to God, and he's going to save me." So the canoeist says, "Okay." So he leaves. And a little while later, a motorboat guy driving a motorboat comes by. He said, "Hey, come on, jump in. I'll save you." And he said, no, I prayed to God, and asked him to save me, so I'm waiting on him." And finally, a helicopter comes, and he drops the rope, and he said, "Hey, here's a rope, grab the rope, and we'll bring you to safety and save you." And he said, no, I prayed to God, and I'm waiting for him to save me. Well, the floodwater keep rising, and he ends up drowning. And then he gets to heaven, and he says, "God, I prayed for you to save me. Why didn't you save me?" He said, "I sent you a canoe, I sent you a motorboat, and I sent you a helicopter." And so sometimes God is doing something for us, and we're shoving it aside because it's not looking like what we think it should look like. Sometimes, so I've had trouble with kidney stones before, and I presently have a small little kidney stone that's trying to stay in my body. But I have told it that it has to leave. And so I've been praying about that. I've been praying that the Lord would bust it up, dissolve it, break it up, whatever needs to be done. Other people have prayed the same thing for me. But last night I had a pretty rough night, and so this morning I woke up and I thought, okay, you know what? I've been doing this for a couple weeks now, and I think I need to call the specialist that I went to in January, because he was a really good doctor. He's a urologist, and so he's been trained up in how to deal with that. And I know that God is the great physician. I know that God can heal me with a touch. But sometimes he's saying, use wisdom, and that is in hearing that I have brought these doctors for you. I have, created these men and women that have gone to school, have the wisdom, knowledge, understanding to be able to help heal these things. And so sometimes as Christians we can get so religious that we say, oh, well, I'm not going to go to a regular doctor because I can pray and God will heal me. And that's true, he can. But sometimes he's using somebody else to do it. That it's not just a snap or a word that comes, but it's actually somebody that we need to go see, somebody that God has created, put in your path for that situation. And so I want to, first of all, I remember having one time where I was having trouble, and I went up for prayer at church, and this lovely couple, who they were wonderful people, said, if you're still feeling pain at the end of service, come back. And so I went back, and they prayed again. They said, "Okay, are y'all better now?" And I'm like, "No." And by the time I left church, I felt like I had done something wrong. That if I had just had enough faith, if I had just believed enough, then I should have been healed. And it was actually something that got put on me by the people that were praying, because they couldn't understand how come I didn't get healed. So I just want to say to you, sometimes what's happening in our physical body, God can take care of right away. But sometimes he's saying, I've put people in your path. And so now, I've also given you wisdom to know when to just push through, when to wait longer, and when to say, hey, I just need somebody else to help me out with this. And that's whether it's in your physical body, your spiritual, your relationships, whatever it is. God puts people in our path. Look for them. They're there. I hope you have a great day. God bless.